Be two indicators for you to go to a rear wrist sweep. The first one is I'm going to show you actually how the move is defeated, which is one of those things that no one has ever reported to me, nor have I seen since I've been teaching this move, where somebody knew how to get out of it, okay? Is when I apply the wrist sweep on, if I'm doing this by myself, okay, is he puts his hand on top of his hand and he pushes straight down, all right? That's how he can get out of it. Or, okay, it can come from a second feed here of when you're just coming in to make contact here and he won't lift you arm. He gives you that straight arm. Because I gave you the option of doing the straight arm lock, but I don't, my bread and butter is I go with the front wrist weave here off of the arm curl, or I transition to a rear wrist weave if I feel that arm's straightening up, okay? The way to get there, okay, the move is just going to be the same, all right? So when I come in here with the first feed, I'm still going through with him pushing down. So what does it look like? Walk with him. Okay. So if you notice, if he either, basically I'm feeding off of his arm, straightening up, and I'm circling to the end. So a little bit of explanation here. I make this contact. This time he gives me a straight feed. All right? I go 2-on-1. My head here buried behind the shoulder. And I start shaking back and forth, and then I move it here to the back. Okay? My inside arm comes up here and grabs here at the pit of the elbow, and I lift up on the arm. I push through, again like I'm holding a beer. All right? My elbow weaves over, brings it in close to my core, and then I walk. Okay? More details. This time he's going to give me the feed with the hand push. Okay? So I come in here and I make this connection. I first put on the wrist sweep. All right? He defeats it. I got 2-on-1. I circle it to the back. My head buries behind the shoulder. All right? My inside arm here comes up, grabs elbow, then I lift. Now I punch in here again like I'm holding a beer. And then I'm on the back side of the wrist, my palm this time. And then I weave. Okay? Then I have the rear wrist sweep up. So the details of this, all right, this time he will give me the straight arm, all right, I close the distance, get in here, gives me the straight arm. I go 2-on-1. I actually kind of pull down a little bit, okay? I pull down a little bit to start swinging his arm, then my head here bears behind the shoulder, and then I come up here and I create a fulcrum point. So I'm grabbing right around the elbow, and if you notice, my hand here's on the back side of the wrist this time, all right? It's no longer grabbing the wrist, the face of the wristwatch is grabbing the band of the wristwatch. And then I lift up. All right? Then my inside arm here punches through like I'm holding the beer, and the same principles apply. I weave over, and I can still do the grinding and such, just like what we learned here with the first variation. All right? So all the details here, okay? As I close this connection, it gives me a straight arm. I go 2-to-1. I immediately bear my head here to protect against punches. And then I start to circle and bring it back here to the rear. Okay? The big difference here is it's the opposite hand of what you made the wristwatch or the wrist weave when you're here to begin. So this hand is making the one holding the beer here. But when we defeat it, and I go back here, it's the other hand that holds the beer. So you put the beer in the other hand. Okay? And we're grabbing the back side of the wristwatch here. And then we're here. And then the same principles apply. All right? What are the common mistakes you're going to see with officers while they're learning this move here? Okay? Improper feed, okay, of just staying here. It's got to be two things. One, train fighter response of pushing straight down, okay? Or what you'll see the majority of the time from an untrained fighter is they're just going to straighten out their arms. All right? So I go 2-to-1. Big common mistake here is officers will leave their head where mine is. What do I need to do with it? Boom. All right? Pull down a little bit. Then start, boom, circling them. Keeping this distance, my head here behind the shoulders to monitor for punching. I don't want to separate. I always have to maintain core strength. All right? Then I lift up. The biggest mistake that officers will make will be forgetting to put the beer in the other hand. So they'll try and come in this way and they'll get confused. So you remember, I was originally holding the beer with my right hand. Now I transfer the beer to my left hand. And now I'm right here. Okay? So what does it look like here without a training partner? And same principles apply. I want to go for the front wrist sweep first. Boom, boom. punch through like I'm holding a beer, okay? I weave it. He pushes down. So my head here goes behind the holder. I push the arm down. Now I circle it. And now I get here, my head here behind the shoulder. Now I transfer the beer, okay? All right, because this is gonna be here, but at first I get that fulcrum, lift it, all right, transfer the beer, and then I weave over it. So it's the same move, it's just we're getting it a different way, all right?